How do I turn the flash off? Oh, Mr. S. How do you turn the flash off? Oh, there we go. All right.
We're back.
And
We're back.
all right. So, what has the Joe B Band meant to you, like over the rest of your musical careers? And
I'm currently working in the music industry.
yeah,
As a profession. So that was a defining moment. It was a very big, not a defining collection of moments. I mean, there was lot to learn, there's no other way to express things like that in high school. So it was awesome. It was a good time. I learned a lot from it.
Sean, what do you think, for me, it was, I met you, we've been best friends ever since. Best friends forever. I was in his wedding.
Yep.
We met before.
Yeah.
My first job was working at a music company. I was there for 4 years. I sort of just surrounded myself with great musicians. And I think when you surround yourself with these great musicians, Chris, Zach, Cena, Sean, Jeff, and Betsy, and all these people, Joe B, they just inspire you to be better. To me, Joe B has been the first person I in music has said, hey, you're really good, but we need you to just step it up. We got you to step up. Let's never forget it. Every time we got into practice, it was like, okay, I gotta be on my game, do my best here, because millions of people are gonna be watching one day. Those millions never showed up. You were watching.
Yeah.
People were watching.
yeah.
It makes you miss people.
Yeah. So had you guys practiced like recently before this, or no? It just went right back.
You were there. We were.
Did it just go right back into the groove, like from high school?
Since 2007.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't played with a band for 2 years now. 2 years. We had a rehearsal last night at Jeff's place, and we all plugged in and we sat there and Zach was sort of like getting us together. It was like, so, and everyone just started laughing hysterically, because it was like,
Yeah.
it's been 5 years. For someone it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
We're in this room together, somehow about to do exactly what we did 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, together. And we played a couple songs, and a little rusty, but
Couldn't tell.
I was thinking about it when I was listening. Like, this is better than most of the bar bands I've heard in the last couple of years. Like, they were killing.
Sponsored by
Do you think you guys? Think you guys might play some bars now as the Joe B Band?
We might have to make at least a yearly reunion show out of this.
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm thinking we'll pull Trisby out of retirement.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be, a week a year. We'll do a week of rehearsals, and then we'll hit.
We'll hit a couple cities, major cities.
Yeah, maybe.
Florida, maybe. Golf.
Yeah, golf.
LA. We gotta end up in LA somehow.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll play the hometown.
2-night stint. 8 sets.
Play for 16 hours.
It'll all be available on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes. It's brought to you by Budweiser. It's for us.
Official beer of the Joe B Band.
Official. We see high school name.
I'm probably not gonna put that in the video, but
Water. Official drink of Joe B Band.
all right. Is there anything else you want to say about the band, or?
Love these guys.
Love it.
Love it.
Nothing like it in the world. Keep playing, keep young. God bless America.
When did you first start the band?
We played concerts in Milford High School as far back as when I first started, back in like 1978, 1979. But it was more like jam sessions. We put something together, but it wasn't really that organized. We bring in kids for the audience, they yell and scream, rock and roll, but it was not the Joe B band per se until I met Chris Randolph. I mean, he's probably the first. He was a freshman, maybe about 2004, whatever it was, 2003. I mean, I had him in class. We got to talking because I knew his father was a drummer and his uncles were, you know, all musicians. And we just got to talking. He's just a kid. He says, yeah, I play sax, I play some guitar, I play some bass. So let's get together, let's see what we can do. So we put something together, and before you know, we added this guy, we added that guy. But I gotta say, Chris Randolph was probably the very first in the Joe B band. And you heard him sing tonight.
Yeah.
Killer vocals. She didn't play the sax, bass, guitar. Now he's very successful in his own band, mixes sound, you know, real good kid. Then after that, we had another generation come in, Zach Innes. And Zach, I gave total control, total autonomy. And Zach brought in Lindsay, the bass player, and Sinai plays outstanding keyboard, and as you know, flute as well. And Sean Tracy, phenomenal guitar player, and Jeff Edwards. And they also brought in Lindsay Reynolds, the young lady you saw singing today. And she was on the stage all the time from high school. She was on all the plays, musicals. What a great voice. But these guys practiced on their own. They played at Jeff Edwards' house because Jeff had the drum set. And so they had like a band even before the Joe B band. So they just show up for practice. At that time, we did a lot of Tom Petty because that's what was cool with Zach. We did a lot of Who. We did a lot of Aerosmith. And those guys were already good on that. So they showed up. Zach would tell me the chords. And I played kind of a secondary role. I didn't do much lead singing. Zach just took over and, you know, he's got an incredible ear. And a lot of times Lindsay would be playing bass. In the middle of a song, he'd walk right up to her and just, you know, the E note was off, the D note, and he just has a great music. When Zach graduated, we had another band with John Nero and I forget, George Allen on drums, and a bunch of other people were with us. It was a great band, but it wasn't as tight as this band. Like I said before, Nick Pittman was in between bands. He was always a great player, you know, so we brought him in, like in between when Zach graduated and when Zach was like in college. And Nick was just incredible because he had incredible guitar playing skills, a lot of confidence, sang. So there's so many things I can say. But answer your question after 5 minutes, was Chris Randolph was really the beginning of the Joe B band per se. Right around 2004, 2003.
How many different lineups do you think you've had since then?
I think we've gone through maybe 5 cycles. Okay? We break these guys in as freshmen, they graduate, and we'd have to break in another bunch of bands. I'd say at least 4 cycles of bands. We're talking freshmen right through their senior year. You know, people coming in and out here and there. But these guys always played. They played coffee shops, they jammed at parties, you know.
Have they always been this tight?
Always. It's just now that they've got even more polish because they're so mature now. And
Yes.
the way they handle the music is it's got kind of a different passion than when they were teenagers. But I think Zach Innes, one of the better leaders I've ever had. And we're always in contact. We're always texting.
Yeah.
I'm always contacting Chris Randolph. I've got a million questions for him. I'm surprised he hasn't hung up on me. He's taught me a lot about sound because now I have to do my own mixing. A lot of it's trial and error. And then a new band, you, Tim Ruscitti, multi-instrumentalist, bass, guitar,
Yeah.
keys, singer. Josh Davis, very, very, very big for us past 3 years because we didn't have a leader. Josh kind of helped us mesh it all together. He was the glue that kept us together. Josh was only with us 2 years, which we had him for another 2. Dustin Santamena, my right-hand man. I mean, nothing against Dusty, but he probably was just a strummer when I first met him. You know, 3/4 chord man, but he's evolved so much. He works his butt off. Turned into a pretty good lead player. His voice is coming around, and he's the guy I'm going to pass the torch to. I'm going to continue with the Joe B band, but he's going to run it at the high school. I'll make the phone calls from home, have him organize it. I still pretty much own the band, all the equipment, so I'll just keep him in charge, and then practice on Friday, and see if we can do a couple of gigs a year.
Do you think the band has made you a better musician?
Absolutely. I've learned from you, I've learned from Josh, I've learned from every one of these kids. I think what launched me into playing lead solos, I was a rhythm guitarist my whole life, was just a strummer. When Cam Knott decided to step out of the band, there was a void, there was not a lead player. So I just practiced my butt off. I just practiced scales. You know, lead soloing is it's all confidence. You know, the notes will always be there, but you get the confidence. You approach it with the right temperament, you're gonna be fine. So now I'm pleased with the way my lead guitar playing has been. But I still have many, many, many steps to take. But when I see these guys, it inspires me even more.
How long have you been playing yourself?
You know, I picked up the guitar when I was about 20. It's an old beat up. I think it was a Mark. It was like 100 years old, cracks in it and everything. And I had a friend of mine that I hung out with. He picked up guitar first. We're talking late 60s, early to mid 70s. The first chord I learned was an E minor, and I learned the G and the D and the F. But I was mostly a strummer. We did coffee houses. I was really good as a vocalist, but doing coffee houses and that type of stuff, I think I was good at doing background because I listened a lot to the Eagles, the Beach Boys, so I always knew that harmony was always in my head.
You were into this kind of music when it was first coming out, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So harmony's always been easy to me. Lead singing was tough. I was a better singer maybe 15, 20 years ago. I played in a wedding band. Okay, I left my heart in San Francisco, New York, polkas, waltzes, that type of stuff. It was fun, but it got stale. The DJs, they kicked us out of the business because weddings now, someone just hires a DJ and they just plug it in, go right to the computer, call it up. But I'm fine with what I'm doing now. It's not professional. All these guys, anytime I want, I can call someone up and hey, let's jam it out or whatever. Every one of these guys has been kind. Never once was I dissed. Never once was anyone in my face. And sometimes I can be tough with it. It's been a good ride.
How do you think, like the different administrations over the years and like other teachers in the school, how do they feel about the band?
You know, these guys, Zach and his band, Bob Randall band, when those guys were the Joe B band, we filled the audience. We had 400 to 500 people in there. It's just, for some reason or another, the past 3 or 4 years, we haven't been putting them in the audience. I don't know what it is. It's a younger generation of teachers, but perhaps it's a good thing because they're stressing academics. Personally, and I love my colleagues, personally, as a teacher myself, I'd always want to get my kids down to see college. You know, 1 hour less of learning is not going to kill the kid. In fact, it's going to help the kid. So a lot of my colleagues have decided not to take their classes down, stressing academics, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, I go with that. You know what I mean? On that level, personally, I wouldn't do it. I think it's great to have the kids.
It's a good experience
Down there, yeah, it really is. So we haven't been putting them in the audience like we used to. I guess it is what it is. You know, but we're gonna keep playing.
Yeah, gonna keep going. What is your hope for the band after you're gone?
I'm never gonna be gone. It'll always be the Joe B band.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bernard, the principal, Mr. Tremblay, superintendent, said you can keep the equipment there, you can still play concerts, you can still practice. And for me, that's the best deal going.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to keep my head in it. You know? I'm going to play till I drop.
Yeah.
You know? That song goes, rock and roll never dies. King is gone, but he's not forgotten. Okay, so I'm not the king at all. Joe B's gone.
That was perfect. I have to end this with that quote right there. What else? Anything else? I guess that's it. Thank you so much for doing that.